Item Number: YOS-414. Object Class: Keter. Containment Procedures: Termination of YOS-414 is ongoing by tearing off pieces of it to possibly find a way to kill off the piece. It is to remain in a non-absorbent bulletproof container behind a concrete wall with a long pipe bending down to the item, and a mechanical device used to pick up matter from YOS-414 to test it. Upon no circumstances should YOS-414 be able to escape its chamber. If successful, the entire facility must be evacuated until pieces of the item were torn off largely and reduced into a smaller shape, and the torn pieces should be incinerated. After the destruction of Site-06, testing of YOS-414 must be cautioned until the termination of the item. Description: YOS-414 is a shapeless mass of human flesh weighing 150 kilograms. It is wet, cold, and sticky when touched upon response of doomed subjects, and the item increases in size when additional flesh is detected. YOS-414 can require more mass by coming into contact with a human subject, or other organisms if it chooses to, and will tear off the skin or fur of the doomed victim and leave the flesh at bay, allowing it to add more mass to it upon contact. It can absorb any structure that is non-organic and immediately break it down to tiny fragments and leave it. It can cause explosions if coming into contact with an explosive device. YOS-414 is responsible for the disappearance of thousands of people, and has also acquired animal flesh as well, also is responsible for the destruction of property and has been reported several times. Addendum 414-1. YOS-414 was undergoing a test by 2 researchers, but the test of its matter was negative, and YOS-414 somehow broke the container and escaped its chamber, consuming multiple members of Site-07, also a couple of YOS entities and items. The site was eventually destroyed by the item triggering a nuke. The item was immediately torn apart into large chunks and was quickly recontained, with the pieces incinerated. Addendum 414-2. YOS-414 was placed into YOS-682's chamber to test its effectiveness to the entity. It spilled onto the ground and slowly approached the entity. YOS-682 was dormant and resting during the time, and immediately woke up aggressively when it felt YOS-414 devouring its flesh. YOS-682 rotates around aggressively fast and destroys parts of its chamber, and bit into the flesh it saw, but the item started consuming it inside its body. YOS-682 has lost consciousness for several hours, and walking up tearing off the flesh that was completely covering it. It regrows its flesh and incapacitated YOS-414, making it motionless for several days. The item was retrieved without incident as YOS-682 was severely injured and showed difficulty moving. Addendum 414-3. YOS-414 was immediately up for termination because of the destruction of Site-06 and the endangerment of several Foundation members and YOS entities and items. It was torn off multiple times and made the torn piece motionless by using an injection to kill off the tissue with an effective method.